Hi, my name is Martha. I'm a sexologist based in Singapore and my company is called Eros Coaching. In this video, I'd like to talk about a topic that's not talked about much in Singapore. Sex is a topic that's often not talked about. There is something else, however, that is even more taboo, and it is homosexuality. The term homosexual refers to somebody who is sexually and romantically attracted to the same sex. In this video, I'd like to share with you my personal stories around homosexuality and to show that it is part and parcel of the complex natural social worlds we inhabit. I identify as straight or heterosexual, not that it should matter. However, I want to be upfront that what I'm sharing is from third person's perspective rather than from first person's account. So there's this big question everybody seems to be asking. What makes someone gay? Is homosexuality a choice? Or is it, as Lady Gaga puts it, gays are born this way? Before I go further, I just want to let you know that because I'm straight, I'm not going to pretend that I have all the answers and that I can tell you what a gay person thinks and should behave. When I was young, I would engage in playful banter where words like cheap, slut, and gay are just thrown around carelessly and thoughtlessly. We become conditioned to think of gay as a bad word and a bad idea. Many heterosexuals, including myself, don't stop to question or explore what gay means. A combination of peer pressure and path of least resistance result in this conditioned reflex and response over time. Why one is gay or how one is gay, I didn't know. We will form our own little cliques and speculate whether so and so is gay. People come together, they spread rumors, they gossip. I have to admit I was one of them too. We would question and discuss a person's sexual orientation even though it's their personal lives and it's really none of our business. Have you ever talked about someone's sexual orientation so as to get a hold over them? Even as late as when I was 26, I was on a date and I pointed to my boyfriend at that time not so discreetly what I thought was a gay couple, and I nudged him and he turned to me and asked me, "What are you doing? Why can't you just leave them alone? They are entitled to their privacy too." And I was like, what's wrong? This is what everybody does. I realized I was conditioned to behave this way around gay people. Have you ever done this to people who are just different from you? You talk about them, you nudge somebody next to you, and it's almost like they are the joke and it makes you better or superior in some way. That's just not very nice. So why do we do this to our fellow human beings who might be gay? When I went to graduate school to pursue my doctorate in human sexuality, I thought I knew a lot about sex. When I got there, I realized how underinformed I was, and I was made to re-examine as part of my studies my sexual attitude. I soon realized what I didn't know and how I should never have come to conclusions about things that I just didn't know. You can say that I was sheltered. Most of us heterosexuals, being in the majority, we never take the time to really understand people who are different. We don't take the time to understand their struggles and challenges that people who have a different sexual orientation have to go through. They face housing and employment discrimination. How much harder is it for them to accept themselves? And if they are not ready to come out and tell people about their sexual orientation, would they be living lives on tippy toes, trying to keep their lives a secret in fear of being exposed because we just make it really hard for them to live their lives honestly? I soon realized that whether it is by choice or something that they just are, it is really not for me to judge. and I certainly don't want to make their lives harder. Gay people are people. They want to live their lives fully and be happy. Whether they can or want to have kids is their decision to make. They may have to make several hard decisions because our society is still not ready to accept them. But whether they want to have many partners or sex many times a day is really none of our business. As a sexologist, I only want for them to have great and safer sex, just as I would for my heterosexual clients. Homophobia is a form of hatred towards another group of people out of fear of the unknown. I didn't know that I was partaking in homophobic behavior growing up. Just because everyone else was doing it doesn't make it right. So let me ask you, have you been guilty of being homophobic, even if unconsciously? Could some of the things that you have said or done have hurt some people, even though they have done nothing to harm or bother you? Some people think there is a gay agenda. Really? As if they are going to convert all of us and then that's going to be the end of civilization. Maybe we should live and let live. As a child and teenager, I was simply afraid of what I didn't know. I now know that education is the key to wisdom and to turning fear into love and acceptance. It is my hope that this series of videos will help you begin on this journey, whether you are gay or straight.